get my tongs, I'll check out the thickest part of the meat here, and I shall, without carving it too much, you just sort of get in there and have a look. And to me, yes, there's no sort of pink juices flowing out, it's nice and clear. So if the juices run clear and there's no pink visibility in the chicken, then you're safe to say it's cooked. Now what I want to do is I want to rest that. What you do is rest meat so the juices are retained inside that meat and it doesn't dry out. Okay, so whenever you cook any kind of meat, the best thing to do is to leave it for a little while. And yeah, so I cooked a roast last night, a lamb roast, and left it for a good 20 minutes to rest, and I covered it with a bit of tin foil just to keep those juices in, and it was so moist, it was beautiful. Alright, so now I just need to do is get a bowl, put everything together and plate it up. Now I've got all my mise en place ready, which is all your ingredients, everything prepared, ready to go. The next thing to say on the list is to peel the garlic, done that, smash the garlic, done that, add the parmesan cheese, pepper, olive oil, mayonnaise and stir to form a dressing, then you'll add everything together. Okey-doke. So the mayonnaise says 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Try and get as accuracy as possible, so don't overheat your tablespoon. That's 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Okay, parmesan, again, 2 tablespoons. Alrighty, garlic. Now what I might do is have a couple of, what I might feel like doing is just keeping a couple of tomatoes out for garnish and putting the rest in. What I'm also going to do, it doesn't say it on the recipe, it says to garnish it for sure at the end, but I'm going to actually chop a few herbs to give it a bit of colour inside and a bit of flavour as well inside the pasta salad. Yeah. And I'm just going to rough chop that because I quite like a bit of rustic sort of herbs to most of my food, and I also like to have that sort of parsley flavour. I really like Italian parsley. I like it a lot more than curly, but it's really just your own preference. Okay, so what I want to do now is add my salami. I might mix this up a bit now. Alright. Sort of mixes it all nice and thoroughly together. Alright, then I need to add my orzo, which is drained well, and I'm just going to shake that a little bit. Just make sure all the water's out of it. Right, and I'm just going to pour that in. I might have added a bit too much, so but I'll get those accurate measurements. Alright, so I'm just going to mix it up a bit. At this point I'll be wanting to taste it to see if there's enough salt and pepper in it. So it's good to taste your own food and to season it adequately. The salt brings out the flavours of the food. Alright, so I haven't added any salt, so I'm just going to add a little bit. Alright. Now my chicken's sitting there beautifully, just resting. What I'm going to do is not use the same side of the board that I've used my salami on. I'm just going to turn it over. Okay, making sure that at the end you do scrub your board really well on both sides. Alright, so my chicken, it says on the recipe, you always cut meat across the grain. So if the grain's running one way, you've got to cut across it. So the grains are running this way, the chicken, across that way. I'm going to cut it this way, nice and just thinly. So I'll start from the end. If your knife's nice and sharp, you're going to get a beautiful cut. If it's blunt, it's going to look all ragged, very much. And you'll end up with not a very nice cut of meat. It will show that on the plate. Now it is still quite warm, but try to persevere. You can use tongs, but you don't get that feeling of getting right in there and getting a really good cut. You can't hold your chicken very well. Alright, so I've got my chicken now nicely cut. It's beautifully cooked. I can tell it's so moist and got lots of juices in there, which is good. Alright, so what I need to do now is, got my chicken, got my orzo pasta. Now how am I going to plate it? So that's what I'll do next, and then you can have a think about how you might like to present it in your own style, ready for our restaurant, so you can start to think about presentation ideas. Alright, at this point I would clean up, get rid of most of my things, plate up. It's a great sort of way to be, and you've got more space to plate up and have a bit of time doing that without any mess around you and no stress.